Okay. As of Tuesday, we have a new mayor-elect. I think this might be a good time to ask you if you think that the element of political risk will now be priced into real estate financing.
I mean, I certainly think that it adds more risk into the equation, clearly. De Blasio has been very pro affordable housing. So if you have a site that you're trying to rezone from commercial or manufacturing to residential, I think you need to look at your assumptions and expect that you're going to have a higher requirement going forward of the portion of your building being affordable.
We're very heavily taxed right now as an industry. And de Blasio has certainly been beating his chest that he expects to extract more from that. That's a problem. And you already look at an administration now where rental housing is being taxed at about 29 to 32% of effective gross income.
It's much higher. The next highest city is about 18, 19%. Mike wasn't that user-friendly to the industry in particular. And the industry, and as Billy said, real estate taxes account for 40% of the city budget. 40%, okay? And on residential properties, it's 30% of gross income. If he's going to come up with programs to tell Kevin that when he does his next site, you're not going to do 20%, but you're going to have to do 30% affordable, then he has to come up with programs to give him the financial incentive to do that.
I think Bill de Blasio is going to do just fine, and I just mentioned a few things. First of all, I don't think the city works unless we do have an affordable housing component. We operate in London, and London has a social housing component. Every single time you build a building in London, I mean, the city's going to recalibrate in that way, but you've got to deliver social housing. So how it's implemented is critical.
If it's revenue neutral, they'll do it. How do you make it revenue neutral? You change the tax abatement law to give them a longer tax abatement. You give them additional FAR. So there are things.
Taller buildings.
There are things that can be done if you want to subsidize, low and moderate income housing.